Now, there is one seat for grabs, but the NPP and the NDC parliamentary candidates in the Adentan constituency are both confident they will be victorious in the December polls for that seat. Surely, there will be joy and disappointment after the elections in December. The two locked horns on the maiden edition of the battleground here on Joy FM. Our Joy News were on radio last night, hosted by MFA Apau. Joseph Opoku Gakpo put together this report.
Last night's show brought to listeners an in-depth analysis of the trends in the Adentan constituency since it was created in 2000.
So the water situation has improved. But what I'll say about the people of Adentan is that a lot of them have learned to be self-sufficient.
Okay.
Because, see, for a long time, they didn't have water. But they survived.
They are not difficult people.
No. To the contrary, they'll show you and the
by
polls.
voting. Okay.
There were the residents who rooted for the incumbent Yabuabeng Asamoah.
They are telling lies. We are not losing. Things are cool here.
And those who strongly backed the NDC's Adamu Ramadan.
NPP supporter, but Ramadan and a winning.
Both men say they are cruising to victory.
I can't tell your sample size, but I'm very, very confident that the people of Adentan within the past 3.5 years have noticed a gigantic difference compared to the 8 years the NDC were in power before. And clearly, there is that understanding that what is happening must continue. And clearly, again, there is that understanding that the continuity depends on the personality in charge.
He's saying that the understanding is that he should continue. I believe that this understanding only exists in his house. I mean, from the people you spoke to, it's very evident that people really desire change in this constituency. I mean, it's so clear that this is not a seat that we would say is a swing seat. I believe that Yabuabeng Asamoah benefited from the desire for change in 2016, and if elections were held today, it would be saying that the understanding is that he should continue. I believe that this understanding only exists in his house. I mean, from the people you spoke to, it's very evident that people really desire change in this constituency. The message is the same. That's Ramadan. Let's just pray for good health and long life. Once December 7th comes, God willing, Mohammed Adam Ramadan is going to be the member of parliament for Adentan constituency.
Our analysts also had their say.
I think the 2020 election will be different, and I think it will depend on who wins the presidential election. If the president will win, then Yabuabeng Asamoah will win. If he doesn't win, then Ramadan will win. Because the data shows that they don't give a second term, but the data does indicate that the party whose MP wins the seat, that party tends to be in power. And I think the fact that the two candidates have been repeated, that brings in the new dynamic, and I'll go for that particular data.
But also because of the point you made earlier about the voter population, which has really crossed the 150,000 bracket. So that could be. But my point is that it appears historically, if you look at the historical analysis, and in politics, history matters. There are no absolutes in politics. But if you look at historically, the cards are stacked against Yabuabeng Asamoah in terms of the pure history. What the history tells us.
The fact is that no MP has retained.
Exactly, no MP has retained. But I must emphasize the point I made earlier, that he's still the only MPP winning candidate who has also delivered
for the
presidential candidate. Okay. And so that makes him unique. And then also the numbers. And so I'm saying my projection is that it's going to be close, and that it will come down to who wins the national elections. I agree with you there. Okay.
Well, Lejokuku is the next stop for our battleground analysis next week. Stay tuned.